I'm Mike, and today we are going to make a pizza and make one. All right, let's take a quick overview of the ingredients I'm gonna use. For the crust, it is just 2 ingredients. It's just water and whole white wheat, which I think is smoother than the red wheat and more pizza-like. For the sauce, we have cashews and just a yellow bell pepper. I'm just gonna blend that together with some water, and it's gonna be delicious. Sometimes I make it spicy, sometimes I don't. We'll see how I feel. For the sauce, there is just tomato paste as a base. You can use other tomatoey stuff. I'm gonna add water to this to make it more of a tomato sauce, and gonna add some pizza seasoning, which is a variety of yummy pizza ingredients like onion, basil, garlic, oregano, fennel, chili, parsley, thyme, and some other stuff. And then I'm gonna add more basil because I always need more basil. And then for the toppings, it's just gonna be some chopped up zucchini and some mushrooms. These are the ones with vitamin D because it is very sunless at this time in the Midwest. All right, at this point, you wanna go ahead and start preheating your oven to about 400 degrees, maybe a little more if it's a crappier oven. I've had to do that in the past. Okay, we are going to do a 1-to-2 water to wheat ratio. I'm gonna do 2 whole cups of wheat, so that's 1 cup of water. You can do gluten-free, I've done it in the past and it's worked well. So 1 cup here of a solid measurement. And then another cup. And I'm just gonna add a cup here. And let's mix. After a while, you're gonna get a ball that looks about like this, and then we're gonna let it sit for 10 minutes while we make the sauce. Oh, hey friend, Vitamix is here to make the sauce with us. You could probably use a not quite as high power blender and still get a pretty good result. But I'm gonna start by chopping up this puppy, maybe just chop it in half. Bam. We're gonna throw about 1.5 cups of cashews in. Bam as well. This is where I would normally put spicy stuff in and all sorts of crazy other ingredients, but you know, we'll just keep it simple today. And then, I usually just eyeball this, but right now I'm putting in about 1 cup of water. All right, it's a little on the watery side, but as you can see, pretty cheesy colored, and it's gonna be creamy. Now we're going to make our tomato sauce. We're gonna start off with our can of tomato paste. We're gonna use about 3/4 of a can. That usually works for me for a massive pizza like this. You know, maybe you wanna be closer to like 1/3 of a can if you're just doing a personal pizza. And then we're gonna add water until it just kinda looks like pizza sauce. Let's see what that is. All right. All right, I think that was in the realm of about 1/3 cup of water. And then we are going to add our seasoning. I just totally eyeball this. I honestly don't know how much this is. Basil, ton of basil as usual. 3 tablespoons, no, 3 teaspoons. Chop your veggies like a champion. Normally I do a ton of veggies on here, but I'm just gonna do 2 toppings to keep it easy. I usually like to bisect the zucchini, which means cut it in half first, and then go for, you know, a bunch of 1/4-inch slivers, I'd say. And then we're good. I already have pre-chopped mushrooms, so this is all I gotta do. Yeah, that just fell in my lap. All right, now it's time to roll our dough ball out. I am using just tin foil on a pan here. I forgot to bring my silicone sheets, which are awesome. So I'm gonna start by throwing down a little bit of powderiness here so it doesn't stick. And then plop it down. All right, keep the top of this dry and maybe get some on your rolling pin so that it doesn't stick. And we're just gonna kind of roll this guy out here. I'm gonna start by laying out some of my sauce. So what I'm going for here is really only like 1/2 inch or like a little bit more than 1 centimeter on the crust diameter here. Now what I'm doing here is I am putting a little bit of sauce, a sort of sheen of sauce on the crust so that the crust doesn't burn and that it cooks at the same time as the rest of the pizza because we're not using oil. Now it's time to throw on the cashew sauce. It's a little waterier than I usually make it, but I think it's gonna thin out as it cooks. Now let's add our toppings. Now it is ready to go in. I usually put it in for about 15 minutes and then check on it. Oh snap, oh snap, oh my gosh, oh my god, oh yeah. Not brown enough, this is 15 minutes in. I think we need another 5 minutes or so. And this is how you burn yourself. One hand on the camera, one hand on the... all right. Check it out. Bam, look at that. Pretty brown, pretty good consistency. My hand is starting to burn. The tin foil is a little hard to get off, so I would suggest definitely doing parchment paper or the silicone sheet that I normally use. Other than that, I would say you can broil it for a little bit and get a nice browning, but I burnt it that way once and I didn't want to ruin this for you guys, so I decided to go the safe route. What? Alright guys, this has been a miking of pizza. Feel free to let me know if there are any other oil-free recipes that you would like to see me make. And thank you for watching. Alright.